Hello everyone, today I'll be discussing a gorgeous vehicle called 2025 Chevy El Camino SS. Chevrolet has been around for over 100 years, and during that time, the American automaker has produced some of the most iconic vehicles in history. Some of their designs have been universally loved, while others have been a bit more interesting. The El Camino definitely falls into the latter category. The Chevy El Camino was one of those cars that people either loved or hated. It was hard to wrap your head around a car with a pickup bed molded into the body, but as mentioned above, the vehicle developed a cult following. Today, these vintage utility cars can fetch a pretty penny at auction, especially one in well-kept shape. While there haven't been any official plans to bring back the El Camino, renderings have surfaced of what a modern El Camino might look like. It's a sleek and stylish vehicle that would definitely turn heads on the road. The El Camino wasn't the first car/truck hybrid. Australia had the Uda, a unique coupe utility vehicle. Ford launched the Ranchero, an odd-looking vehicle that was essentially a station wagon with the roof of the cargo area cut off and a pickup bedliner slapped in the back. Chevrolet's response to both these vehicles was the El Camino, introduced to the world in 1958. The first version of the El Camino was a hit with car enthusiasts. It was stylish, practical, and offered something that no other car on the market could. However, sales began to decline in the early 1960s, and Chevrolet was forced to discontinue the El Camino after just 2 years. The El Camino was revived in 1964, and this time it was built on the Chevelle platform. This generation of the El Camino was much more successful than its predecessor, and it remained in production for over 20 years. The fifth and final generation of the El Camino was unique in several ways. For the first time ever, the vehicle had its own chassis that was not shared with any other Chevrolet model. It also featured a more modern design that was inspired by the Camaro. The El Camino was finally discontinued in 1987. So what happened? Simply put, small pickup trucks like the Chevrolet S10 flooded the market. These trucks were more practical and fuel-efficient than the El Camino, and they quickly became the preferred choice of consumers. There have been rumors of a new El Camino for years, but it seems unlikely that Chevrolet will ever bring back this iconic vehicle. The current market is saturated with SUVs and pickup trucks of all shapes and sizes, and there's simply no room for another niche vehicle like the El Camino. That being said, you never know what the future holds. Just this year, Hyundai released the Santa Cruz, a sport adventure vehicle that has some similarities to the El Camino. So, if the Santa Cruz is a success, maybe there is a market for the El Camino after all. Whether or not the El Camino ever makes a comeback remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure, this iconic vehicle will always have a special place in the hearts of car enthusiasts around the world.